and welcome back to the channel. My name is Katie, and y'all, we are gonna have a conversation today. This is one of those videos where I'm like, if you're interested in this topic, watch to the end, because this may not go where you think it's going to go. But apparently, mainstream media is now saying that Elon Musk was the A word towards Amber Heard. He was not physically, mentally, emotionally nice to her. Is it just me, or does it seem like the media is just desperately trying to spin this story in any way, shape, or form, not just in favor of Amber Heard, but to make her this ultimate victim? And you know what sucks in this? What sucks is so many women go through so much A-word and controlling behavior in relationships. It does happen way more often than what you think. And this is something that a lot of men do, and they don't even sometimes realize that they're doing it. That's not me giving a pass. What I'm trying to say is it makes me upset that I'm sitting here and I'm like, it almost seems like the media is trying to portray her as this professional victim when there are real issues and real women that are being victimized. And I'm sure she's been through it with men. I'm sure Amber's one of them. Johnny and her did it to each other, right? But she's also a horrible, awful, manipulative person who did a whole lot back as well and instigated a whole lot of that. If not, sometimes she started the A word. So it's like, I think that one of the reasons this makes so many women upset, including me, and I'm somebody who's been a big voice on YouTube and a big advocate when it comes to A-word behaviors, right? Is that it feels like the circus of what happened diminishes the real issues that real women go through. And when women do what Heard has done, where they manipulate, they lie, they do all of that in such a big, dramatic fashion, it makes our journey of trying to educate people about these behaviors and what happens to women, it makes it even more of an uphill battle, especially if you're trying to get justice. So I want to actually go into both sides of this because there's, like I said, this subject is so big. There's so many rabbit holes to go down. So I'm going to dive into this with y'all. But before we do, if you like this kind of content and you would like to come around, I literally just joke and giggle at all the stuff that we see in the media because it's all stupid. We don't get to know anything about Jeff, his plane, Ghislaine Maxwell's sentence, or the Black Book. But this is what we get spoon-fed, so let's just laugh at it and see what we can extrapolate together. So make sure and subscribe, hit that notification bell, and I'm giving away a $100 gift card. Super simple. All you have to do, like the video, subscribe, hit notifications, comment, share the content, watch a video from start to finish, and you're entered and eligible. Do it for each video you see, and almost nobody's doing this. You have a good shot. I'll announce the winner August 1st. Why am I sitting back so far? Also, I just need to make sure and put out a disclaimer. I love this dress. And this is one of the last dresses that, this is one of my, Asian XX smalls, right? And, which means it's just non-fitting hardly at all. And it fits, and I love it. And it makes me feel like a ballerina because of the way it comes around. I'm sure this is, nothing a ballerina would wear, but I do feel like a ballerina princess. Okay, I just needed to point it out. I'm like, I'll come on some days, and like I said this yesterday, and some days I just don't feel very well because you guys know I have chronic health stuff that we're working on and we're overcoming. That's the best part. When I have a day where I'm not feeling well, it's like, no, it's because my body's healing. It's because I'm getting better. It's because I'm getting stronger. It has to restructure. And I am, and it's so great. But it helps just to put on a nice little dress and feel happy. And then I want to share that with you guys. So let's talk about Elon and the media and how stupid this whole thing is. I got my 5-cent Sheen, but I can already hear it rattling. So let's save your ears as I try to do. Okay, hold on. I have to pull this up. There we go. I thought I was ready, and my computer was like, no, you're not. Okay, this is from Geo News. It says Elon Musk, A-word towards Amber Heard in post Johnny Depp romance. I have so many thoughts. Elon Musk has been accused of being controlling and A-word towards Amber Heard during her short romance after her breakup with Johnny Depp. Jennifer Howell, a close pal of Amber Heard's sister, made this admission in a deposition before the Johnny Depp defamation case. In it, she made some shocking claims against one of the world's richest men. She was quoted saying, "Paige told me that Amber said Elon was controlling, A-word, and that she was in a legal battle with him over the rights to embryos that they had created together." The admission also included allegations of a bugged Tesla, which Amber Heard was once gifted. If you guys remember that Tesla, that's the same one. I did videos on this where apparently she was going to have to sell it to pay for whatever's going on with Johnny. So this is what's been going around, guys. And this is, like I said, it's a short little article. It's not a lot, but I wanted to talk about this because there's a few really interesting key points in this. First of all, so those depositions, all of that was done long time ago. Why is the media now just bringing it up? This is something that I want to know. Why are they just now focused on it? Now, we also know the media, mainstream media, hates Elon Musk. Now, I'll tell you what my opinion is on Elon. First of all, my opinion is I don't know him, right? Remember, this is just my opinion, which is just like turds. Everybody makes turds, everybody makes opinions. So just take my turds with a grain of salt, maybe put some sugar on them so they're palatable. But I feel like Elon is, when you're as wealthy as he is, but you've done it kind of rogue to an extent, and he's done it his way, he is somebody who I think he probably, when you're that wealthy, right, you're in that group psychopaths at the top, in my opinion, period, point blank. You're in there. But I think Elon gets railed on so much by mainstream because he's a little more like Trump. Now, I'm not saying for or against. Please don't get all, people still get triggered by that word, and I get it, but hear me out. Trump is his own man in the sense of I can't even say self-made because his dad gave him $1 million, but he took that and made his own empire with it, right? Good, bad, hate him, love him. I'm not referring to that. I'm just referring to the facts of it. And the reason people liked Trump, one of the big reasons is because he wasn't owned or controlled by anyone because of how he was able to make his wealth. Doesn't mean he's good. Doesn't mean he's bad. Again, just facts. It gets so frustrating. Sometimes it's like there are certain people, there are certain things you can't bring up with people just immediately getting triggered. And on the one hand, I get it, but on the other hand, it's like I'm just trying to extrapolate information, right? I'm trying to extrapolate that and weigh the info and just show you guys. I'm just giving you factual information to the best of my... Now, if my facts are wrong, please correct me, and I will happily and humbly eat that pie if I need to. But I think people like Elon, because Elon the way that he's dealt with things and he's come across is like he's one of the people. And many times he's a voice of us and how we feel, which is one of the reasons why we love that he loves meme culture. We love that he's so big and passionate into cryptocurrency and meme coins and all that sort of thing. And so as a result, they constantly try to paint him as this horrible person, which I think is hilarious. They don't do this with Gates. Why would they paint Gates as the savior, but Elon as the awful one? And I'm not even talking about this article. I'm saying in general, this is how they deal with Elon. And I'm not saying Elon's perfect. I'm not saying he's a good person. Funny enough, okay, do you guys ever have fantasies that don't include intimacy? All my fantasies include non-intimacy. Now, hear me out with this. I think I told you guys I'm kind of like on the spectrum of people who, how do you put that? Don't care about physical intimacy. I have to be very careful how I word everything on YouTube. So stupid. I had a video the other day and it got it's in review right now for monetization, and I literally just skirted. It was about Ricky Martin, but I skirted around every word I could. I was like, you have to be kidding me. You have to be kidding me. But okay, where was I going with that? Elon. I'm not saying Elon's perfect. I'm not saying he's a good person. I'm not saying he's not a word, right? I'm not saying that, but I am saying battery went out. Okay, that's my little jump cut. But let's look at it this way. If you have somebody in your life who is constantly lying to you, are you going to look at that situation and are you going to just keep believing that person? Or is it going to be at the point where if they're constantly lying, you're going to go, you know what? Anything you say to me, at this point, I'm going to kind of believe the opposite. And I feel like that's one of the effects that somebody like Trump, one of the reasons Trump was effective, and I think this wasn't spoken about enough. There were a lot of people like me who don't trust the media at all, and when we saw the media rail on him for the tiniest of things, but let the other psychopaths slide with everything, we were like, well, that doesn't make sense. And I think that there were a lot of people who thought that way. And I think it's a little bit similar when it comes to Elon. And Elon is like out here actually trying to get us to be able to go to other planets, which if you were to ask me, and let's go down blank theory lane for a second, because I love these, I think we've probably been colonized on Mars for decades, in my opinion. We just don't get access to that, as well as a few other things. Y'all, this is a story time for another day. I met somebody who claimed to be an alien from Venus who wrote a best-selling book. This is not a joke. Somewhere I have proof of this. This is like a decade ago. I'm an oddball, but I want to meet me some aliens. Anyway, so I think it's really interesting. Why all of a sudden are we bringing up something that's this old, and putting it out there again to paint Amber as the poor ultimate victim again. And again, it sucks because maybe she was. Maybe she was. Not that she wasn't a turd in her own right. But then we have Elon, and it's just another way to rail on Elon. Now, is this just the media trying to portray him in the worst possible light? And the other thing, it's like they can't let go of the Amber Heard narrative. The media cannot let go of it. And we keep seeing all these sympathetic pieces to her. And people are getting more and more mad because it's gaslighting. We all sat there and watched the trial. We watched her lie and lie and lie and not take responsibility and act like a turd. We watched it. And we watched Johnny completely own up to everything he's been and who he is. So it's really frustrating for us. But there's one other dynamic. And this is where I was like, y'all probably don't know where this is going, right? Because I don't want to be one of those channels that's just rails, rails, rails on Amber. I want to give perspective. Now, I believe his first wife is named Justine. Correct me if I'm wrong. I have seen several different, over the years, videos from her. She's done TED Talks and things. Now, she's talked about Elon. She has never said Elon was a word in terms of physical. She's never come out and said the A word. But if you listen to what she says about Elon, from her perspective, she was married to him, and I think they have 4 kids. They got a lot of kids. They got a lot. I know one of them that passed away from SIDS, which, R.I.P., God bless. It's awful. It's awful to have. I can't imagine. But she was with him for a really long time. And she actually details the fact that the behaviors he exhibited from her account, by all accounts, look controlling and possibly emotionally and mentally A-word to some extent. Now, here's the other thing, though. When you're in Elon's position, right, of what he does in life, I want to say this really lightly because I don't want to excuse any bad behavior. This is an excuse. This is a perception, especially for me I've dealt with a lot of wealthy businessmen and business people, especially businessmen. And when you're in that position, a lot of times it's difficult to manage any type of personal life, and those boundaries get blurred between the professional and the personal, especially for Elon, because his mission in this world, it seems like, is he wants humanity to get to space and colonize. More power to him. One of my missions on this planet, I feel, is I want to bring back ETs, positive ETs. I know that sounds weird, and I'm not saying I'm going to do it, but this is just something in my heart. So I'm just saying I understand that, and I understand that weird vision and drive he has, because I'm similar in makeup. Oh, I was saying this earlier. I wanted to say this. So my fantasies, right? I have this weird, circling back, I have this fantasy about Elon Musk. I'm going to tell you guys. I know, it's really spicy. No, it's not. It's so stupid and vanilla. I want to meet him in a bar, and I want to spend 10 minutes in a bar with him and just chill. And I'll drink water. I'll drink a strong ice water, like super cold, not frozen, right? But like right on that edge. And he can have whatever he wants. I just want to shoot the crap with him for 10 minutes. I'd also like to do that with George W. Now, it's not that I'm a super W fan at all, but I feel like W was one of those people, he didn't want to be president. His family kind of like put a weapon up to his back and was like, you're doing this. And that he probably is just a really fun-loving guy at the end of the day and really silly. And I just want to shoot the crap with him. That's it. That's my fantasy. 10 minutes and we're done in a bar. I'm so weird. I know, at least I can admit it. But, okay, so his first wife did say that he exhibits all these behaviors and things, right? So as a result of that, my question in looking at this is there truth to this? And you know what? There probably is. I would assume Elon is, I want to say this nicely, because if Elon ever watches this, because I'm such a big deal and he would, hey, Elon, hey, let's get that drink. I would assume Elon can be a little bit of a nightmare to be in a relationship with. And a lot of it would just be because of his work and how that is going to affect him as a person. And in that, when you have to be at that high level all the time, of not just intellect, but being in charge of everyone and everything, and all the pressures on your shoulders, like your partner, you almost have to have a partner that's completely submissive to you in your life. But he seems to like women who are their own people and have their own things going on, right? He seems to be attracted to those types, which is great. But then again, he's also running around making tons and tons of babies with all kinds of people without a lot of them being in relationships or staying in relationships. And look, I guess if you've got the money for it and you're not hurting anybody necessarily, do you, right? I mean, the rumor is that that her child is his anyways because of that embryo fight and all that. But then here's the other thing. If there was a fight over embryos and he really didn't want to have a kid with her and she was pushing him to something he didn't want to do, would you be that nice? I'm not saying that he should be A-word. I'm not saying that. But I am saying perception is key, and we have to look at all the elements of something that goes on. Guys, I gotta tell you, it's a little bit exhausting being me because literally I just ping pong information back and forth in my head all day, and nobody knows I'm doing it. I'm constantly in a devil's advocate mode. But the thing is, in doing that, it helps me gain wisdom and perspective on things, and it helps me learn. I've said this before, right? So I have all these like scents in front of me you can't see. This is one I really like, Daring Peach Daisy. Actually, this is like, I'd say this is probably my favorite, strawberries and champagne. So you look at this bottle, right? If you just look at it from what I'm showing you, oh, it's a bottle and it's what it is. Or is it just a gold circle? But then we turn it this way. Well, no, it's actually a clear circle. Well, no, it's actually an oblong. So that's how I look at information. That's how I weigh information, because here's the thing. Well, then which one of those is right? All of them. That thing has many dimensions and makeup to it, which is why I like to do these in-depth videos where I go in-depth into looking at something as much as possible from every side possible. And many times I don't necessarily draw a direct conclusion, but many times there aren't. This thing is what it is in its multitude and its many facilities and complexities. Just as life is, just as all these issues and problems are, and the way that we solve things and get to a better, healthier state, in my opinion, is to be able to look at as many sides of a situation as possible and see the angles and see what's going on, and then also figure out where we can take personal responsibility as well as where it lies with other people, if that makes sense. So to answer the question, is Elon A-word towards Amber? We don't know. I don't know. We do have some interesting stuff from his ex-wife. But we don't know these people, right? We don't know if it's real. What I will say is when the mainstream media is constantly pushing something down my throat, especially when it's been a provable lie, I'm not going to believe it. All right, guys, if you like this, the chair! The chair's being weird. If you like this video, that was going to fall. If you like this video and you want to see more stuff like this, I would love to have you on this channel. Make sure and subscribe, hit that notification bell. Also, $100 gift card giveaway. It all greatly helps me out. I can greatly help you out, and that's what we like to do on this channel. So all you have to do, like the video, subscribe, hit notifications, comment, share the content, watch the video from start to finish. Boom, you're entered, you're eligible. That's all you have to do. This video's been too long. I'm going to end it here, I think. Has it been too long? Probably has. All right, guys, take care. Lots of love, lots of blessings. Till the next video, I'm giving everybody hugs. Yep, kisses, stay safe, and I will see you soon. Bye, guys.